What is up, Grizz gang? This is Memphis X with iTalkHoops, and it was one wild and crazy game last night. The Memphis Grizzlies erased a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter and defeated the reeling Timberwolves 125 to 118 in overtime. Let's talk about it. Grizz gang, make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the bell for notifications, and like this video. And share this video with other Grizz fans. That's the best way you can do to help this channel grow and to support your brother Memphis X in growing this channel and getting some more Grizz fan perspective out there in the internet, on the internet, with the internet, however you want to say it. Peace.
Gotta come back with me. Where? Back to the future.
Yes, again, we were back to the future with the Grizz Next Gen. Finally, we got to see the lineup that I think most of us love. Ja, Bain, Melton, Kyle, Jaren, and you can sub in Tyus, Dylan when he gets back, BC and X and Zaire. That's the 10 we want to see. Just mix and match it. Get it to going. Let's go with Grizz Next Gen. Because it seems that the Grizz are repeating a theme on how to start games going down double digits. They were down 17-7 5 minutes into the game against the Timberwolves. I think it seems like the 100th game in a row that they've been down double digits in a game. Seems like it's a recurring theme with the Grizzlies because they let teams get real comfortable early in the first quarter with shooting. And once teams get confident, it's hard to stop them from hitting shots later in the game. So it really takes a lot. But when they were down, Brandon Clark comes into the game for Steven Adams. It was 4:16 left in the first quarter, and the Grizz were down 24-15 at the time. And a minute and a half later, the game was tied at 24. So Clark already had 4 points, 2 rebounds in that minute and a half, and it was foretelling of what was going to happen this night. The rebirth of Brandon Clark, the return to rookie Brandon Clark. Bouncy Brandon Clark. It was good to see, really it was. When Clark left the game with, I think, about 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter, the Grizzlies had a 42-36 lead, outscoring the Wolves 27-12 in Clark's minutes. When Adams entered the game later, I think he came in a little bit after Clark went out, the Grizz were up 7. By the time Adams went out the game 4 minutes later, the Grizz were up 1. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying something. I mean, listen. The Grizz went into the half up 4, 58-54. Jaren had 3 fouls going into the second half. 2 minutes into the second half, he had 4 fouls. So that wasn't ideal. The Grizz were up 63-58 when he went down. By the time Adams went to the bench, the game was tied 74-74. The Grizz were kind of out of rhythm. They let third quarter get away from them. They were down 9 points, I think, at something like 9 points, I think, going into the fourth quarter. The Wolves got up by 16, 102-86 with 7 minutes left. The lineup was Tyus, Bain, Melton, Kyle, Jaren. Then Jaren hit a shot, I think a little runner in the lane. Melton hit a couple of free throws, bringing it to 90-102. And then Ja Morant entered the game. And pretty much Ja Morant came in on a mission. He came in, hit a Ja Morant came in. He hit a 28-foot three-point jumper. Started getting assists, getting the ball to Jaren Jackson. the Grizzlies started getting on a run later in the game. The lineup of Ja, Bain, Melton, Kyle, and Jaren. The defense picked up. It was stifling. I don't think from the 7-minute mark until the end of the game, I think the Wolves made 4 shots from the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter, 7.5-minute mark of the fourth quarter through overtime. That's about a full quarter worth of minutes, almost 12 minutes, a little over 12 minutes. They made 4 shots, and that's including the desperation banked in 3 that Karl Anthony Towns hit to send the game into overtime. So, yeah, the game was very exciting. It was a thrill ride. It was up and down. Jaren had some good plays after he got back in the game. He did manage 32 minutes because of the overtime. He had 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 critical block that was originally ruled a goaltending on D'Lo. Jaren got it right at the apex of the shot. He was 6-11 from the field, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. They got him involved a little bit later in the game, and he looked good. He was plus 12. Steven Adams had 19 minutes, only had 3 rebounds. He was 1 for 4 from the field. Had 2 turnovers, and he was minus 17 in the game that the Grizz won by 7. Yeah. This is a trend. I don't know what's going on with Steven Adams. I'm just going to admit, because at the beginning of the season, the first 2-3 games of the season, 2-3, maybe 4 games of the season, he was a little bit more spry. And then, if you've noticed, like when the season first started, we were getting a lot of cuts off Steven Adams, having the ball, and we're cutting off of him and that kind of stuff. I don't know if the scouting reports caught up with him or what, because, the NBA is fast with their advanced scouting. So I don't know if the scouting reports caught up with Steven Adams and his role in Memphis, but it seems to have washed up. He's providing very little right now. Minus 17 in 19 minutes is pretty bad. But, Jaren was plus 12. Bain was plus 12. Ja was plus 4. Ja had a crazy game. 33 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 10 of 12 from the free throw line, 3 of 6 from 3-point line, 10 of 24 from the field. Really started off to the game slow, missing a lot of shots. I think he was like 5 for 14 early. So he picked up the shooting, picked up drawing fouls. And I'm going to tell you, Ja takes a lot of punishment because he gets fouled a lot more than they call when he drives the ball. But, it is what it is. Desmond Bain was 0-6 from 3-point line. It's crazy, and still was plus 12. He had 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. So you can see that tells you a lot about Desmond Bain. When his shot is not falling, he still finds a way to, help the team, make things happen and become a positive force on the court. DeAnthony Melton had a real good game offensively and defensively. He's continuing with the home and away splits where he looks like the next coming of C.J. McCullough at home, and he looks pretty pedestrian on the road. 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block, 19 points. But the star of the game was Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark played 24 minutes, hadn't played in about 2 weeks, played 24 minutes, scored 20 points, 9 rebounds, 8 of 11 from the field, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 0 of 2 from 3-point line. Had a block, just looked bouncy, looked like the old Brandon. Really liked what I saw from him. Kyle Anderson also had a good game. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, almost popped a triple-double. Added in a block, 2 of 2 from 3-point line. I think Kyle is up to about 40% from 3 right now on the season. So, that's good. If you didn't know, Zaire Williams Sat out this game with right wrist soreness. So he didn't play. That's the reason why I think Brandon Clark got some more minutes. Conchar played 12 minutes. Tillman played 15. But, Tillman didn't really do much. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't, did have 2 steals. And I think he's got a crazy steal percentage already. John Conchar finally had a John Conchar game, 12 minutes, 3 rebounds, 2 free throws, 2 or 3 from the line, 6 points, plus 3. A lot of hustle. I think he's whatever malaise he was in for a couple of games, he's kind of snapping out of that. Got on the floor for loose balls, and that's what we want to see from John Conchar. Hustle, hustle, hustle. I understand that he's not going to be a good offensive player. He's not going to be a good shooter. But if he hustles and gets his hands on balls and makes things happen, that's all you can ask from him. But, yeah, it was a great game. Fun game. I really, really, really hope that they look more into getting into Jaren at the 5 full-time, starting. Going with the 10-man rotation, I stated at the beginning of this video, I think Jaren is better set for the starting center. The team is better with him at the starting center. The defense is better with either Brandon Clark or Kyle Anderson starting. And it's probably going to be best for Kyle Anderson. Probably would be best for Brandon Clark to start, but I don't know if they're going to go that far because Kyle Anderson can provide some ball handling off the bench, coming off with, in the future with Tyus, Melton, Zaire, Kyle at X, hopefully. And then you always have the ace in the hole. If Jaren gets in foul trouble, then you can steal some minutes with Steven Adams. So I think this is the time that you just have to see what the team can be with Jaren at the 5 full-time. This is the season where there's not much at stake. Jaren is playing pretty well. The team is playing pretty well. The West isn't that strong this year. There's already getting to be a separation between the top 10 and the playoff teams, the play-in teams, and the lottery teams. There's already beginning to be a separation there. So this is a good season to get Jaren some reps in as a starting 5 to see exactly where the team is with the current roster, with the current players that we have with Jaren, Ja. Let them get comfortable. Give Ja a little bit more spacing in the starting lineup, and especially spacing in the closing lineups. But, yeah, increase the spacing overall. And, I understand why they made the trade for Steven Adams. And, it looks like the Lakers pick will be the GM. Zaire Williams looks like he's going to be a good future addition. And with LeBron being injured right now and Anthony Davis, always an injury risk, that Lakers pick might bring another rotation player to Memphis. So, yeah, I'm all aboard the Jaren at starting center role, and seems like Taylor Jenkins might be too. So I will see you guys after the next game on Wednesday versus the Charlotte Hornets, and I expect Ja to show out with LaMelo Ball and all the yin-yang that people have been talking about, how they'd rather have Ball than Ja. And then the Charlotte Hornets defense is terrible. It's going to be wonderful. If you can get to the game, I would get to the game. If you can't, make sure you catch it on TV, because I think you're going to see another, Ja puts on a show every night, but I think you're going to see something special from Ja and the Grizzlies come Wednesday night. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Hit the bell for notifications so you'll know when I post my video after the Charlotte games. And I'm kind of throwing in some shorts in here also to, show you the highlights around the NBA on every night and what's going on in the NBA, the little tidbits. So enjoy the shorts. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. See you next time. This is Memphis X. Peace.